Let's just call up this is just showing his spring appointed times. And what we're going to be looking at over the period, of course, at this time of the year. This was literally fulfilled by Messiah almost 2,000 years ago. Let no one say to you otherwise. It is a part of his great plan of redemption, and we are now to honor and remember this. And he gave us instructions to remember the commencement of it, and to continue to honor now these coming to life. And so since they've been honored, we're seeing a living sense of this is now come into play. This is traditionally not taught, and it should have been. The Ruach is now a part of our faith, our journey. And we are not to be that which appears to be godly and to deny the power of the Ruach. This has happened, unfortunately, everywhere, in the faith journey. But if we're to understand that Elohim has not abandoned this process, and since it was literally fulfilled, it was set in motion. Hebraic thinking is building upon itself. It's not Western thinking, which has been there, done that. So when we're honoring something, from a Hebraic sense, we're knowing that we are progressing now to the fulfillment of the fall appointed times, which means everything has been live and has been in play. And so when you look at the fall and we come into the grape harvest and the crushing, if you will, and the appearing of nuts in the body, we get all sorts of incredible, end times prophecy and all of this stuff that's going on and what you've learned and pre-trib, post-trib, mad-trib, trib, everything, raptures and all of the confusing stuff that has been pumped into all of our heads, depending on how long we've been in the faith. And this has come about. And so a lot of us have been turned onto myths as a result of the leaven that's been in the house and has taken hold through Mystery Babylon, this spiritual representation of a spiritual adulteress that has come into the house and is contaminating us. And so we bring this all to his appointed times. One of the things that we should really, really understand, and again, Michael and I reiterate this all the time, if somebody is trying to speak biblical prophecy to you and is not in the framework of the appointed times, you just leave. This is the way Yah has laid it down in his Torah for us to understand whether people could see it or not. And it was literally fulfilled, the spring appointed times, whether people could see it or not. And the fall appointed times will be literally fulfilled, whether people know it or not. Elohim is not marching to our religious interpretations. He is not marching to our so-called knowledge. He is not marching to our religious journeys. He has wanted us to know something clearly laid out in the Torah and labored it greatly, and it would all point to Messiah. And we were to understand prophecy around this, in the sense of his great plan of redemption. And of course, we've gone off stray, and off track on both sides of the river as a result. So this is why we are really, at this time of the year, we labor this, don't we, Michael? Over and over and over again. Only because this is the great plan of redemption, captured in his appointed times, because the plan of redemption is not based around all our religious denominations and movements and journeys and whatnot. The plan of redemption is based around, when you know it, Messiah.
I know, go figure, right? And unfortunately, because people have, by and large, both sides of the river, because they've not especially honored this one of getting rid of the leaven in their houses and in their faith journeys, if you're not honoring this, you're definitely not going to understand the fall appointed times. There's a reason why he kicks off his plan of redemption with, people, I want you to get rid of this religious leaven that you guys have picked up along the way, because it's preventing you from understanding the faith that Yah has authored. And so unfortunately, like you said, Curtis, denomination, this pre-trib, this post-trib, that, all of this is the fruit of not having honored unleavened bread. And so this is why Yah has saw it fit that we revisit this year in, year out. It's for our good.
And that's so we're standing on the foundation, the rock. And that's why it all points to the rock. Messiah is the rock. And so we're standing on that. And if we're not standing on how he's laid it out in his Torah, then our house is built on sand. And of course, we've got the fulfillment of the fall appointed times coming. We're nearing the end of the age, and there's a lot of people that have had their faith built upon the sand. Little bits of truth, but they are not the rock in itself. And we need to understand that his appointed times is all about the rock, the cornerstone, Messiah. And so we want to build upon that, especially coming to the end of the age.
In the beginning,